Um, the first question I have here now, has suffering from God become part of the process to fulfill one's purpose, especially when the affliction is against God's will? You have already answered the question, even in the question. If now, okay, is affliction part of the process to fulfill one's purpose? Are you there? If that affliction is against God's will. Now, what do we call process? Primarily, process is the training that God is taking us through in order to prepare us for where He is taking us to. Let me come again. Process is the training that God is taking us through in order to prepare us for where He is taking us to. So if we are working with that definition, then it will mean that if it is God training us for where He's taking us to, then whatever we face there will be controlled. He has to supervise it. So if we now begin to suffer affliction against the will of God, it means we have done something we should not do. There are two, you see, basically, there are two reasons for affliction. Number one, you can be afflicted because of something you did that was wrong. Number two, you can also be afflicted because of something you did that was right. I'm going to explain to you. The apostles in the book of Acts of the Apostles, they suffered. Many of the sufferings that came, even all of the sufferings the Bible recorded that came to them, came because they were doing the right thing. They were preaching the gospel. And the devil stirred up some people. Are you getting what I'm saying? To go against them. That's a form of affliction. But it's not because they did something wrong. It was actually because they were doing the right thing. Are you there? But at the same time, you can also be afflicted because of something wrong that you did. Maybe you did something wrong and you got, you were arrested. That's not suffering for Christ. You're actually suffering from you are suffering for your own crime or for your own sins. Are we together? Now, this is the bottom line. Whether the one you caused or the one the devil is just reacting to because you are doing the will of God, affliction is part of it. But let the things let the things you face not be because you did something wrong. Let it be because you are doing what is right. If you suffer because what you are doing what is right, because you are doing the will of God, that is suffering for Christ. But if you suffer because you did something wrong, that's no longer suffering for Christ. Are we together? So affliction is part of it. Because whether we are doing the right thing or we are not doing the right thing, it will come. Because the devil will always want to respond to something that God is doing in order to counter it. So most of the time, how he responds is through afflictions. That's why the Bible says, our light affliction is but for a moment. So the Bible calls it light affliction because God is the one taking us through the process. So he's in charge. The fact that we are feeling pain does not mean he's not in charge. It is called light affliction because we are not being afflicted because we sin. That's the affliction we are facing is just the devil's response to the will of God that we are doing. But if you are doing something wrong and then you are now being afflicted, are you there? That is not light affliction. That's no longer light. That is heavy affliction because you brought it upon yourself by your own wrongdoing. Are we together? Please take note of that. Thank you. And then let me add this to that. We also have to note that when it is light affliction, it means you did not do anything wrong. That's just the devil responding to your commitment to the will of God. That's why it is called light. But if it is heavy affliction, it means you have done something wrong. So legally, the devil have access to you. Now, this is the difference between the two. If it is heavy affliction, you can have a lot of scars. Many things can happen to you because you open the door to the devil. The Bible says, resist the devil and he will flee from you. The same Bible says that give Satan no place. Give Satan no place. Are we together? So We need to take note of those things too. Light affliction, if you will face affliction at all, let it be a light affliction, a kind of affliction that came to you, that you are experiencing, not because you sinned, but because you choose to stand for God. So the basic thing now is that it doesn't matter the position where we maintain, affliction will come. But let your own be a light affliction, not heavy affliction. Let it not be because you went ahead to fornicate with somebody, now would catch you there. And then they are now disgracing you. You are not saying you are suffering for God. That's not for God. That's for your sin. And whatever you face, whatever pain you gather from that is not, that experience is not light affliction. It's heavy affliction. Are we together? God bless you.